so I'm the last. And it's not easy, you know, after such brilliant speakers to speak, and I hope it will be interesting because I going to take all the situation to some other side, to some dark side. I call it, to all the cyber area, I call it the dark side of technology. Because we build technology that mean to make our life better, and all this conference is dealing by how we can do our life better, how Azerbaijan will be more developed and more strong, and this is why we're here. And the risks and threats are everywhere in the technology. The technology brings with its many issues that we should focus them and see it. And because it's a university academic conference, I can tell you that in Israel, we develop some courses and some passes of education to many kind of population, from youth through academic and to management and directors. And I think I can only advise, because we want Azerbaijan to be strong and be safe. We think it can be part of it, at least adapt here. And I can say that we will glad to help you to do so. But here I want to say some things. When I ask people what is cyber, what is this area, most of the people told me that it's about technology, about computers, networks, and it's something that you can't really touch, because you know it's bits and bytes that go through the air. Everything is right. But I used to say, in my point of view, first of all, the heart of this environment is the human factor. We, people, we build this environment, we affect it, and we are affected by this environment. Every technology, every system, every software have weaknesses and vulnerabilities. And if we don't try to defense, and I use the term of defense and not security, because security, in my point of view, is a level of the defense. For example, we need also intelligence, we need cooperation. I can tell you from my experience, in Israel, we put guards in the gates of every mall and every governmental building and any important place. The guard need to check and find and deter any potential terrorist, but the terrorist can come and expose himself on the guard, or take out a knife or pistol and try to harm the guard. We want to catch him before, in his base or in his way. The same thing in the cyber area. Our infrastructures suffer hundreds of attacks every day. Hundreds attacks every day. And we try to keep them. I can tell you that we started to talk about the need to defense of critical infrastructures. It was 30 years ago. And fortunately, it was like a miracle. You know, when you do such a big event, it's happened most of the time after a big disaster. But we could show what could be to our infrastructure if someone had them, because we knew what we can do, And we show to our government in the 90s what could be in some infrastructure. For example, we do a little maneuver with a malware we took from the internet. It was not malware we developed even. It was what we call commercial Trojan, commercial malware. We download from the internet, and with 2 days, it could collapse all this infrastructure. And if it happened really, if we didn't stop it, the situation could be like what happened in Hiroshima 1945, without explosive, without nuclear. And the government of Israel understood. And Israel was the first country in the world that decided to protect the critical infrastructure in holistic point of view. And in Israel, we have private sector and governmental sector, and the meaning of the governmental sector is it needs to be the regulator for the others. And it needs to be also commander from time to time. I can tell you that all the attackers, the successful attacks that have been in the last 2 years were because the defenders didn't done what they should do. And in every attack, they're involved of human. Maybe by mistake, maybe by purpose, maybe he fooled, but there are people in every attack. So I believe, and all my colleagues, that we need to educate the population. We need to educate from very short, we try to teach youth how to use smart in technology. We try to teach in the academy, and we even develop some courses and methodology for organizations that try to show them, to show the director and managers how they need to prepare the organization before something happened. And if something happened, what they should done. And I think because we want to share this methodology, it's very easy, this methodology. We want to share it with our friends. I think it's better if in Azerbaijan you use this methodology or other methodology, but it's very important before every big step you do, and you are going to do a very big step, and this conference is all about, you need to plan how to be secure before you do the first step. Because the world is not heaven, and there are bad guys that want to attack you, and they want to attack your infrastructure. And if before Deputy Minister from Turkey said Aramco, if you remember, as one of the largest systems all around the world, I can tell you that Aramco from Saudi Arabia attacked 4 times by Iranian attackers, and twice in the same attack exactly. And we used to say that we try to learn from the experience of the other. But if you don't learn from your own experience, it's a problem. And 2 times, Iranian attackers use the time where the employees of Aramco go to weekend and the holiday, and Iranian agent came with USB drive, put it in computer, and shut down all the company. It doesn't hurt the inside, the interior network, but it shut down the management network and the company can't work. So infrastructure is a thing that when we call it critical, because without it, state like Azerbaijan, like Israel, like Turkey, England, can't live, can survive without it. And it doesn't matter if it's in wartime or peacetime. You need to defend. We are talking about big data. Big data we put in these days in clouds. What is a cloud? Cloud is a computer that belongs to someone else. It's farm of computers that someone else deal with and protect our data. We don't know what he's doing, how he protect it. And the problem is that we put there not only the data, but also the programs. And we want in our tables thin computers. And we need good communication lines that bring us all the programs then calculates are already done in the clouds. So we need to protect the communication. We need to understand and to know who are the employees of these clouds. If it belongs to a company like Amazon or Google, who are the employees? What's their set of mind? Maybe they want to shut down our data because they don't like something our leader do, or I don't know what happened to them. We need to understand it very well and find solution to protect everything. We are talking about artificial intelligence. There are many, many questions about moral of the artificial intelligence that still doesn't ask and doesn't get answers. For example, I used to say, and some people here even hear me talk about it, we normally use a lot of outsourcing of companies of programmers from India. And I need to know the culture of the programmer, because in India, many people from the Hindu culture, they believe that cow, for example, is holy animal. And let's say it's famous question. If you have automatic car that the programmer came from India, and you are drive very fast in narrow road, and one side there is a woman with a child, another side there is a cow, what will be? There need answers, and there are still hasn't. So I'll be very, very short. I only say that the COVID time, the last 2 years, changed a lot. And it's also because of the change, because many companies, many academic work from long distance, it makes the attack surface wider and more dangerous, because many people use unsecure devices at home. They don't know how to configure it, the routers, how to change even password. And it's bring abilities to many, many attackers and even hackers, children hackers. I'm sorry about my English, I hope you understand, to attack those servers. And it's a big problem that every security and defense around the world try to close. There is a lot to do in this area. I don't want to be rude and take it longer, and I want to ask for a question, there are very distinguished people here. If someone wants to ask questions, this is the time. And if not, it's okay also.